We are now live, ladies and gentlemen, back with another podcast with the DoorDash Revolution. I'd like to thank all my viewers, all my subscribers for tuning in. And we'll be tuning in now and tuning in at the replay. What we want to talk about today is a very powerful information. I want to first start in the post. I want to start in the community post. So let's go ahead and go there to the community post. So I got to pull it up over here. Turn the volume down. I want to show a few things that's going on that I've been putting in the community posts, and people might not be understanding the meaning and the purpose of what I'm doing. But we told people we would be doing this and that we would be doing videos coming from the community posts. We're going to start first off with would you reject these orders? Grubhub transparency on dollar per mile. And this is what the screen looks like on Grubhub, the new Grubhub screen. See, can you see it right there? All right. I'm going to show you the next slide. And the next slide. We're going to go ahead and talk about this right quick. Grubhub came out about a month ago, 2 months ago, with a new offer screen. We talked about it. As you can see here, the first phase of it, they put the reject button at the top in red, the accept button at the bottom in blue, and it has an expiration timer on it of 50 seconds. Now, the second phase of this interface that is new is it shows when a driver get high pay. Let me blow it up so you can see it better. Let's see where it's got high pay, but I'm gonna break it down better than that. Let me go to another folder to show it so I can blow it up so you can see it. All right, let's do this here. All right, we're gonna start here. Let's see, is that the right one? Yeah, we can blow the screen up because we're going to talk about the second interface today. With the Grubhub driver program levels, these things are imperative to know about, especially for new beginners. Veteran drivers, I don't know, some of you may have this in your market. They're still rolling it out. Show it to you again. The transparency part, ladies and gentlemen, is it tells you the dollar per mile, how much the order is, arrow going up. Let me blow it up some more so you can see it better. How many orders, for how many miles. The question was, in the community post, would you take these offers? I had at least, I showed 3 in the community post, but I have at least got 7 of these orders within an hour and a half. I know I had got 5 of them in 1 hour. So that was 726. Next order, tropical smoothie, 818, 3.5 miles, $2.33 dollar per mile ratio. That's the McDonald's, that's the Smoothie King, And here's the Five Guys. I was getting these orders back to back. Back to back, I was getting these orders. And I'm not going to be able to show what led to it. Not on this tablet, it's on the phone. I'm using that phone to record. But I started off in an algorithm that took me in that area. Hey, what's up? What's up, Jada? How you doing today? Glad to have you in the house. And it was a long distance order. The order was like 7.9 for $8.50. I told a lot of people about reverse orders versus long distance order. Some reverse orders are longer distance orders as well, but this was just a straight long distance order. Sometimes you can utilize a long distance order to go into another market. What's up, Major? How you doing today? Glad to have you here. You can go into another market and you can do a switch audible and switch apps, whatever app that is popping in that market. I took the long distance order going to the Cooper Young area, and I knew that spot was going to get hot during dinner rush time. I knew that, but I didn't know it was going to be popping like that. The first one I got after I dropped off the order that took me down there was McDonald's. As you can see there, Smoothie King, Tropical Smooth, Tropical Smooth. All right, Five Guys. All right, let's see what else. That was the next order after that. Then it was an add-on that came right behind that. So within that hour, I made approximately $47 or $50 in that 1 hour. It's the decisions that we have to make when we in our market. It's imperative that you know how to analyze, comprehend the data information that you see in your app, including the hotspots in Grubhub. So we was able to get there. I don't know, Jada, do you have that offer screen in your market or not? I don't know, Major, if you got that in your offer screen. Yes, we have to get into that algorithm. I'm going to explain that in the next video. I knew that long distance order was going to take me to getting some pretty good orders, but I didn't know it was going to be flowing like that. I think in 2 hours I made like $97. I'm gonna show that in my other video. So he said he saw it. True, I think this is a good thing, especially for drivers that can see. They don't have to try to calculate the dollar per mile, but we done did it so much now as OG drivers that we pretty much got it right here. But it was a pretty good offer. That's what it's going to look like. That's the second phase to the first phase when they changed the interface with the reject button at the top, accept button at the bottom, plus the expiration date. All right. I wanted to let drivers know that the on time arrival to the restaurant is a serious deal. It could make you or break you in making money. My experience, when I get there 3 to 5 minutes ahead of time, I'm getting orders constantly. I'm getting them back to back. Yes, I have to be on a scheduled block in my market. I can kind of pick up blocks every hour to hour. Even though I thought they were strange. Maybe they got rid of some drivers in the market. I don't know. Maybe they're assigning different spots for different tier program, which is, Premier Pro and all of that. I don't know, but that's what's been going on. I did something else in the community post. I think Major, Jaded, Hulksmash, Glitch Dash participated in trying to answer the question of what I put in there. And I'm going to show that as well. Hold on. Yeah, this is the next post right here. And I said I was going to be doing Grubhub trivia questions. It's to help drivers think about the problems that we face and what kind of solutions we can come up with. Newer drivers, I don't mind sharing my experience, putting it out to see if anybody else going through the same situation where they don't have to lose 20 minutes like I did on this particular order. It said, what's wrong with this order? This is it right here. We're going to talk about that in this episode. I color coded. The first, the blue at the top is customer one, red is customer two, and I got an arrow there showing where the error at and what to do. What happened in this order here, when I first got the order to go to that particular restaurant, then I got an add-on to that order, which made it a stack order. Same restaurant, same order, same location drop off. Perfect order for any driver to get. All those would like to get stack orders like that. If we can get them consistently and consecutively, we know that money will stack up, rack it up, stack them up and make more money, right? So a strange thing happened. I heard 5 different notifications. Show more information for sure. You guys stay safe. I had to go pick up one. Yeah, go ahead, my brother. Go ahead and pick it up. Make that money. Make that money. I heard 5 notifications go off. The first one was like, ding, ding, ding. I'm like, wait a minute, that's strange. That sounds like 3 notifications. Then the other one, ding, ding. I'm like, wait a minute. Usually when we get a notification going to the restaurant, it will let us know that the restaurant confirmed that they got the order. That notification the customer also gets too. The next notification is when the order is ready to pick up. It jumped on confirmation of the order that they have it, then immediately order ready to pick up. Now that second order, it made 2 quick dings, but it didn't show no notification. All right, like something strange going on. I was able to get to the restaurant and hit arrival for both orders. When it was time for me to come out of there to this where I'm gonna pull it up a little bit more so you can see it. This where the problem was at, right there. I think I can pull it up in my photo so I can get a better screenshot. Let's see. I might have put it. I know I put it in the photo. Bingo, here it is. Now, the stuff that I left where people can't see, like the restaurant address, the map in the vicinity where that order is, and the order number is for the privacy of the customer detail. And I didn't want to know where the customer got the order from, and I didn't want my people in my area to know where I get my high-end clients from. All right, so with this here, I'm gonna blow it up. Hold on. I'm gonna blow it up a little bit bigger. Where you said pick up at right at the top, that was the restaurant address here. You know, this is the map to show us to go from the restaurant to the drop-off location. I colored that out. And then these are the 2 different customers. And there's an order number 2. There also got rid of that, protecting the customer privacy. Now, this is the thing I want people to concentrate on. I drew an arrow from here. So there's a problem. Just focus right in this area right quick. There's a green arrow right there. There's not a green arrow there. That's where the problem was. I was able to confirm that I got this order and I'm ready to take the next step, which was I had to confirm this one next. So I couldn't confirm it. Okay, this presented a problem. I couldn't leave the restaurant at that moment. So I went ahead and I called driver care support, explained the situation to them and all of that. they asked me, do I have the address? So I'm going to go to another screenshot right here. When you have an active order, you got to hit the hamburger icon if you can see it. When you hit the hamburger icon, this is what's going to show up. If I'm moving too fast, please let me know and slow me down. All right. It's going to show the task list. Let me blow it up. It's going to show the task list right there. Okay. And it's going to show both the customers. It's going to show the delivery time, the drop off of each one. You notice the error. Let me blow it up a little bit bigger so you can see that. You notice the error beside each customer. That's where you can get the address information. So when you click on there, you can get the address information to both of them. So this is what she advised me to do. Cause she was trying to see could she change it as well. She wasn't able to. I couldn't do anything on my end. She couldn't do anything on her end. Driver care support. So the next thing is go ahead and drop these orders off. You do have the provided information in the app where the directions is. Go ahead and drop both of them off. After you drop both of them off, give us a call and we will mark it for delivery. All right. Is there anything else I'm leaving out? Let's see. That other picture didn't come in of the other screenshot I did to show both the orders getting checked off, but it was a different order. And the step that it turns blue, saying that you're leaving the restaurant, it turns blue. Except for this didn't turn blue. This is it, right? It stayed gray. That's what presented the problem. It stayed gray, as you can see. But when you check both of them off and it looks green, this is going to turn blue. So when it turns blue, you can hit that button. Then it'll give you both of the addresses, right? So now I'm getting ready to explain to you what was the problem. I already gave you the solution to the problem, but why did that problem occur? Why did that problem occur? When I was on the inside talking to the restaurant employee, the merchant employee, she was like, I can't pronounce the name of neither one of these customers. I said, neither can I. And you don't know how long it took me to finally get them names typed in to the portal, the merchant portal, right? And it occurred to me later, that's where the mistake took place. That's the reason why I heard 3 bell notifications go off on the first customer and 2 bells going off on the second customer. The mistake was made there. She didn't input it right, hit the wrong button, caused a glitch. Not only on the driver's side did it cause a glitch, it caused a glitch also on the driver care support because they wasn't able to manually, fix it for me. I didn't have them manually fix it for me before. That's the reason why I know what I'm talking about. I thought it was very imperative and very important that we talked about this situation, the steps to go through in changing this. You want to have less problems as possible, which we don't live in a perfect world, right? To where we have glitch. I told everyone probably within last year and also this year that these updates was coming on Grubhub. And for every update, there's a glitch. For every glitch, there is an update. And it will present problems that needs to be troubleshooted. So when newer drivers, if they get this video, and probably OG drivers, just a reminder for you of what steps you got to go through. I done went through that several times on several occasions. There's so many different scenarios of glitches going on that can cause problems and headaches for the driver. So Merchants sometimes have glitches. We have glitches. Customer app have glitches. And this was a glitch that happened because the person was trying to type it in, was having a hard time typing everything in correctly, put in the wrong thing or made an error in putting in the information on the order, caused it the glitch where I couldn't mark it as a pickup order on the second one, to where I couldn't get the addresses like you normally get it. But you can go into the hamburger icon, go to the task list, and there the addresses is, and proceed on dropping off both of those now. And then once you complete it, give them a call. Grubhub has some unique glitches. Yeah, and I know what you mean by that too. I just had revealed to everybody what they are, but I know you know what I know. The thing is, reason why I didn't put that restaurant name on there, because I'm getting ready to blacklist that restaurant. This ain't the first time I had that problem there. Sometimes they get new employees, they just train them, they new and trying to take care of certain things, or they have the app cut off. Then when you get there, they cut it on to see, do they have an order on there? That causes glitches too, because they had turned the tablet off. Still rebooting it, they just let it go like it is. It'll have glitches also, which will cause those glitches that you having a hard time trying to say, well, I got the order, I'm ready to go to my drop off destination. That's the reason you have those kind of glitches, is because of that. I done experienced it too many times, especially at this restaurant. So I'm going to blacklist this restaurant for that reason. I'm going to blacklist them for the second reason. Every order just about that I get from that restaurant is reverse orders, or under the water orders, or upside down orders. All three of those phrases is the same thing, where it's more miles than the dollar amount. Okay, so I'm going to stop going to that restaurant, because 80% of my orders are long distance orders. 23, let's see, can I find one? I might have already deleted, but I showed it in one of my previous videos. I had one that was 28 miles. Let's see, is that it? Hold on. It was 28.3 miles, I think $13. And then there was another one, I can't remember what the amount was. Let me do this here. Do this here. I may have it, but I may have deleted. Okay, here's one right here, for example. But that's not the restaurant I'm talking about. This one here is $11.68, 48 cents, 16.5 miles. Okay, that's an example. But I have one of that restaurant. Here it is right here. And I'm going to try to cover that name up, because I don't want to reveal who it is. But people, if they go on my community post, they're going to know anyway. Let's see, can I do it just like that? You see, $17.39, 22.3 miles. That same area is down into a hotel downtown. I done had it at 26.8, 28.3, 22.3, 25.7. This person ordered 3 days out of the week. Guess who the favorite driver? They want to drop that order off every time. What's going on, famous Amos? Appreciate what you did today for us, brother, as we had that conversation on the phone, man. Iron sharpen iron, and minds sharpen minds. I appreciate what you did for me right there, brother, and we give a salute to you. But I had a long distance order last Thursday. I can't show it, but I'll probably do another video. I'm going to show how I maximize my earnings on that long distance order that led to them high paying orders that I showed in the community post. I had a total of 7 in an hour and a half. I mean, 3 miles, 2 miles, 1 mile. Let's see, do I have that 1 mile? If not, I may have to do something else here. Hold on. I might not can be able to do it on here. Let's see. Now on my phone, I can go to my bag up on the uploads. Let's see. I might not be able to do it here. Okay, no, I'm not gonna be able to do it here. But you did see those 2 orders, okay? So what I will do when I do my next video, it might be just a regular long form video. I'm gonna show that order that led to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that first hour. I don't advocate people taking reverse orders. What's up, Hulksmash? What's up, Mike? I don't advocate people doing that because it's not worth trying to get that money. You're gonna leave a whole lot of money on the table. I thought I had that number blocked. You're gonna leave a whole lot of money on the table, and you're gonna have to work twice as many hours to reach the goal you want to reach. Appreciate it, Hulksmash there for the $5 super chat there. Appreciate you there, brother. A sticker. And I'll show it to the stage. Appreciate that. I don't mind sharing this type of information that's going to help drivers reduce the time to have these problems solved to where you can still go and make your money. When you have these type of problems and these glitches, and you could be in a good algorithm, guess what just happened? You're no longer in that algorithm of making that good type of money. It didn't happen to me many times to where it's like a whirlpool of orders coming in. It's getting good to me, getting good to me. I done got catering orders like that on DoorDash. People didn't believe it though. We had to do live stream ride-alongs to prove it. 25 drivers testified about how they were getting them orders. Those was the guys I trained. They also ran me out the neighborhood too. So giving them too much information. So with Grubhub, I will be giving information, but it's going to be different. It's going to have you thinking. It's going to be problems that we go through. You may find something and come up with something and say, why don't you, present this problem right here that I went through, and we can discuss it right here or in person about what solution we can do about that potential problem that might have took you out of your algorithm of making money or took you away from the time of making money. Time is money, and we don't want to lose money by wasting time. But unfortunate things happen though. So let me see what the other new comments are saying right quick. Yeah, Hulksmash, appreciate you being in here. I wanted to answer that because I did answer you guys in the comment section, but I wanted to break it down that this wasn't to outwit anybody or nothing like that. No, because I respect you, man, a whole lot on your critical thinking. Because the people that responded to this can analyze things real good, and they are good critical thinkers, logical thinkers as well. And I wanted to give you guys that salute for that. To where, okay, this could have been a problem, that could have been a problem. We're having glitches. Let's sit down. It's almost like you're having a little meeting together and you're coming up with a solution on, okay, I went through that experience. Major may have went through experience I never went through, but he got the answer to my question. Same way with Hulk. Hulk may have also went through something I never went through, but he has the answer to my question. So that's what I used to do back in the day with the 5 different teams I had. We did a lot of problem solving. We had a lot of great ideas, and everybody in their group made money. But they ran me out of town though. So, I had to learn other ways and go through making money and all that. But once again, I'm going to show this here. All right. And reason why, like I said, I did it this way for the latecomers is I didn't want the restaurant name to be known. But if you've been looking at my community post, you're gonna probably still know what restaurant I'm talking about. I didn't want the area to be known because of my competition I just got through telling you about ran me out of town on DoorDash when I was actively doing DoorDash. I had to find other ways to make money. They made it good and challenging, but I learned a lot through case study and research. And I kept the customer information. I protected their information to where nothing got leaked out there. The order number, the customer name, all of that. So that's why I did it the way I did it. But the big problem was right here, right there. I was able to do that, but I wasn't able to do it here. That's where the error come in at, right there. So we had a good conversation here on this live stream and provide information that will help drivers, don't have to struggle with a problem like this umpteen times like your boy have done on DoorDash as well as on Grubhub. And we probably going to be talking about blacklisting restaurants, for the newbies out there. It'd be a refresher thing for us, And you guys can put your comments in on things I leave out. I don't know everything, haven't experienced everything, and we'll forget things too. So Hulk, he good at sometimes letting me know you forgot this, add that in the equation. Major pretty good at doing it too. It's not, dissing on nobody or nothing like that. It's just, you forgot this. Be sure to mention this as well. So, we're human. We get in the flow of our ideals and everything, and we will forget things. And I know I do. So I don't mind when you guys do that. That keeps me at the level that I need to be to try to provide the best information that I can provide. Now I want to share something. I hope Major is still here. That I said something years ago about, and he reminded me of it when he done it. I want to pull up one of his valuable receipt. Let's see, can I find it right quick? Before I go, I want to be able to do that because it's a very valuable receipt. And he got me doing receipts from a different mindset and perspective now. Help elevated my game. Let's see, can we do this right here? I give him a salute on that. He gave me some great ideas to do certain other things as well. Let's see, can I pull it up? And I like the video he just recently done. Let's see, can I pull one up right quick? I need to go to his community post because I think that's where it is. Okay. Right here. Let's see, can I blow it up? I can't blow it up, but right here. This is what I used to tell drivers years ago. Hulksmash living proof. Most of the guys that was in here in the comments is living proof. Major's showing that proof. People used to use Gridwise to show their receipts, Solo to show their receipts, even Power to show your receipts. But I used to use those things for my budgeting forecast, for my spreadsheet, for my single data entry level of information, matching it up with my bank statements and transactions, seeing how much money I'm making versus did I lose or did I make a profit? That's what I use those apps for. But the best receipt you can have on any given app is the app that provides the pay summary. You can't get it better than that. Here's a pay summary right there that Major did. This was a good one too. It was start time was 8:15, active time 7 hours and 42 minutes, dash time 10 hours and 8 minutes. little over 2 hour gap there. That's not bad. What us OG drivers used to do in the past during the pandemic time, we would juggle all the maps, have them on. All right, we may not be on the app no more than 2 hours. All right, you got 8 hours of idle time there. No money being made on that app during that time frame. When you stack your apps, you maximize the time on your apps, which means you maximize your earnings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm showing the proof right now. You ain't got to believe me. This is receipt. You can go to his channel, to his community post. He showed the receipt. All right, $249.48. I'm moving slow, but I'm taking my time. I'm gonna repeat it again. I get it wrong, somebody correct me. $249, right? What was the cent? Let me go back, see, can I pull it up? 48 cents. We're going to round that off to 8 hours. Divided by 8 hours, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, can I pull it up? It's $31.18. This was the number that content creators 3 and 4 years ago used to brag about. You know, active time, don't worry about the total time. They're wrong. That's good money, active time. But if you're not making 20 plus total time, you're losing money. All right, let's go ahead and do this divided by 10 hours. All right, 10 hours, he made $24.94, ladies and gentlemen. See, if content creators was doing those numbers like he's doing right there, showing you, they would also been bragging about the total time on the clock. This is not to make people mad, but we bringing truth today. So he made a profit, ladies and gentlemen. Total time that he was on the clock, ladies and gentlemen, he made over $23 an hour. And he made $31 an hour active time. He maximized his earnings on that app. What information I want to share with drivers: when you app stack, I don't care if you're on the app 2 hours, there's various ways you can maximize your earnings when you're stacking your apps. Multi-appers already know this here. Beginners that's doing multi-apping, you got to learn this here through trial and error and experience in case studies and research. Okay. So Hulk so often will get on roadie. And I ain't gonna tell all his business, but he make pretty good money in 2 hours. A lot of people that done been on the roadie app know what I'm talking about. You see, one guy told me, man, I was on a roadie for 1 hour, made $150. It took me in the area where I went to DoorDash, and man, look at this platinum orders after platinum orders after platinum orders after platinum orders, similar to the Grubhub high paid orders. Short miles, $3 a mile ratio, stacking them up, racking them up, stacking them up for that hour. Easily made $40 to $50 in that hour. Now that's $200 that been made on 2 apps in a little over 2 hours. No wasted time doing it. You may use a long distance order, like the one I gave an example of. Take me to an area I know week's popping, and I have that same reaction that I had on Grubhub. Racking them up, stacking them up, racking them up, stacking them up. App stacking your orders is to stack your apps. When you do it like that, you're going to make more money in less time. I want to see drivers be able to, if they can, you're going to find your way. There's a lot of them have. I use Major for an example. For educational purpose and training purpose. Huck done did it. The Phoenix driver done done. I got receipts of him. You know, I will be showing receipts by the permission of people. And also Yeah, they salute and shout out, just like Nathan did. Let me pull his up. And I called it a DoorDash order. My correction, it was a Grubhub order. Thank you again, Major, for showing realistic receipts. All right, they provide information of what you do out there for your hard work, dedication, perseverance with consistency to stay on top of the game. And as well as the other drivers such as Hulksmash and others that are in the live chat comments today. All right, let's see. I want to pull Nathan's up. Here it is right here. This is all. Well, I did say Grubhub. I thought I had said DoorDash on there. It's got on here. This is an awesome Grubhub XL order. Congratulations to NateDawg MSU 1980. That's his right there, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I left the name on there though, but yeah, that's his right there, ladies and gentlemen. 9.7 miles, $60.50. Winner chicken dinner. Okay, it's all about you looking at and studying this app right here. You understanding certain things when in the duration of time how the hot spots change, the pattern of things and all that. I'm not gonna say too much on here. But you gotta look at your historical data. Your historical data. I think DoorDash got 30 days. You can look at all of your history of your you receiving orders, rejecting orders, receiving orders, and in your pay summary. Grubhub have something as well, to where you can look at each day, analyze an historical pattern. I'm not gonna say too much on that, but remember, historical pattern off your historical data and start making the right decisions to maximize and for better opportunities to maximize your earnings, ladies and gentlemen. And you too will start maximizing your earnings like Major and others. I done dealt with drivers in 10 different cities. When they first met me, man, you can't tell me nothing about my market. Never been in a market, never went to their market, but we helped them maximize their earnings with some of the techniques that I use. Few of them said, man, look, I just need the blueprint. I do the rest from there. I just need a blueprint. Gave them a blueprint. They came with their own ideas, their own thinking, their own creativity. They knew how to make it work in their market. Now, the biggest key in these programs, tier program like DoorDash, the Grubhub driver program level, the Uber Eats program, is when you stacking apps as a multi-apper, you need to have the highest ratings that you're able to get on each app. So you can maximize your income return off of each app the right way. Then one more thing that I use. I got 4 keys. Everybody ought to know them. I said so much to it seemed like I said in my sleep now. Better business etiquette, quality customer experience, excellent professionalism, great communication. Great communication. I get anywhere from $2 to $20 using those keys. Another thing that helped drivers maximize their income return growth, repeated clientele. Repeated clientele. I got a lot of repeated clientele on Grubhub. I'm getting most of them back once I got to a certain tier. I'm getting most of them back. If it wasn't for my repeated clients on Grubhub, I would not be making money on this app, ladies and gentlemen. That's God-given truth. So that is very important. I cannot stress it enough. Okay? But you're going to be seeing in the future the reason why I do these things. You're going to see the benefit of the things that I do that works for me. It's going to give you ideas to where you're going to tweak it to the way you do things. You're going to discard what don't work for you and use what will work for you. You see, that's how it goes. You see, don't no two drivers think alike. Believe that. So I'm not telling people I'm no guru. I'm not no guru at all. I'm just like every other driver. There's days I struggle. I did a whole lot of struggling. There was days I didn't make nothing but $6 in 2 hours. A lot of people don't want to admit those days. I discovered something. I don't know, did I put it on the community post? If I did, let me check and see. I put it in a short. That's what I did. I put it in a short. I talk about in this short here, may play it. It's not that long, about 30 seconds. I may play it. You'll have to find out what your best apps are. 5 categories. If you got 15 of them, 5 categories. Put them in 5 categories. 3 apps per category. The 3 best apps per category. Those 3 best apps per category. I hear you, Hook. Make sure you have your highest rating on those apps. Because those apps are your money. Wow. Your highest rating on your best apps. Why wouldn't you do that? That's common sense. Listen, people. Wouldn't you have the highest rating on your money-making apps? You'll have to find out what your... All right, I'm going to stop it. That was the 30 seconds. All right, there was another one. This one right here. It's going to show that right there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy, the DoorDash Revolution. At the beginning of this thumbnail, you see the Grubhub map and you see the hotspots. This is Grubhub calibrating the algorithm when there's low supply and demand. So, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to your marketplaces, pay attention to your restaurants that you target to make a profit. When you see these things, it's a red flag and an indication that your market may be non-profitable. Try another app. All right, it's just as simple as that. But look how long it took me to learn that. Look how long it took me to get certain things out of my mindset to start doing that. Hey, I still cherry pick. I was no tip, no trip. I was with that movement. Okay. Decline now. I was with that movement here. Right here. Because it was being said and preached so much till that seed was planted in here. Okay. And sometimes bad habits are hard to break. I'll be the first to admit it. So it was a hard pill for me to swallow, doing a lot of these things that I had to learn to do that took years for me to learn to do or to get adjusted to start doing. When you start losing money, you're going to do one or two things. You're going to stop or you're going to keep moving and learn how to start making money. I made a lot of mistakes, made a lot of bad decisions. I'm not the perfect driver out there. I'm sharing my perspective on my experience, keeping it realistic. There are certain zones in my market you might not make number $9 to $12 in, and you can go into another marketplace, make 13 to 15, go into another marketplace, make 15 to 18, go up to the north marketplace and make 21 to 25 in a certain duration of time. You must know what's going on in your markets and marketplaces as you target these areas and as you target these restaurants that caters to the app that you are working on in order to maximize the most out of that app. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting ready to let you go for this evening. I'm on the run. I do things differently now. I had to change my mindset in order for me to make the right decisions for better opportunities so I can maximize my earnings. It was a rude awakening for me. All right. So I just share my experience, my perspective that I have, got from other drivers as well as myself. We sit down, we talk about this thing, chop it up. I want to see what Hulk just said. One thing to remember, where you get your repeated clients from, not all are good. Bingo, bingo, bingo. See, that's what I like about him. Bingo, that's very important. I said it once, several videos ago, this right here. Not all repeated clients pay good. When you're on Grubhub, you better choose and select those orders wisely. Because if you don't, them will be the orders that will be your repeated client. That's what he's talking about. The ones that may not tip. I had one. I had to get rid of it. He was one of the ones I was talking about do that long distance thing. He don't pay no tip at all. Grubhub got to come out the pocket. They done got tired coming out the pocket, with their strength on it, to where they robbing you if you take the order, man. He got me again. He didn't get me from the same restaurant, but he got me again. I was a little bit closer, half the distance, but he still got me again. So I got a little check mark of the blacklist of certain areas. I was more closer in his area when he got me this time. He's not gonna get me anymore. He won't get me on this end because I was the only driver getting more. Trying to get that AR, try to raise it. You sometimes you have to choke on some of them orders. I was doing some of that. And he would give it like right when I'm trying to get to the highs. Him and a few others used to get me real tough. Now I just say, well, if it take me the year to get there, it's just gonna take me the year to get there. I'm gonna have to work with the tier that I'm in and make that work. Food for thought. Let me see what else here. Let me go into this right here right quick. Let me go look at it on this end. I want to see the comments better because I feel like I missed some comments there. I want to go here. I want to look, and I want to apologize. Last time, Major was saying some stuff, and I missed it too, and a few others. I hate when I miss comments like that. There, it's limited right there. So this is what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to turn that volume all the way down. I'm going to go over these comments. I'm going to go over these comments right quick. Hulksmash, thank you for the super sticker, super chat. All right, hold on. Let me do this here. All right. Hold on. It's not showing on here. Hold on. Yes, it is. I made a mistake. Let's see. Let's do it. All right. Where is that? Let me do it like this here so I can see better. No, it's not showing me nothing. Let me work it from here. Hulksmash said, thank Mike. Mike gave a thumbs up. We read that. Hulksmash said, what's up? Yes, sir, my brother. Laughing out loud, my brother. We help each other. Yeah. He can tell you, I made a lot of mistakes. I'm not going to be one of these content creators, come to you, think I'm perfect. I'm not going to be one of these content creators that The only time I do these apps when I'm trying to make content. I'm in them streets. I'm out there in them streets. What they call the school of hard knocks. Knocks. So all right, all right, all right, all right. Always 100% Rev. I appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you. I'm still doing my food content. A lot of people said there's a distinction there. You're not gonna make it work. It's not gonna work. It's not possible. It is possible. You guys gonna see pretty soon. I got a lot of appointments that I'm late doing. Because I got to get out here in these streets, make my money. And when I'm really pushing real hard, especially on them Thursdays through Sundays, I'm not able to do content the way I want to do it. We was blessed this weekend to be able to make $600 in 3 days on Grubhub. It's been a long time since I've done that. I have done it at 700 once before, but it's been a while, probably during the pandemic. All right, let's see. And then famous Amos, I thank him. Me and him sit down, had a talk. We talked about some real life things, and he gave me some helpful information, a gift to take care of, and I appreciate that. There, he coming in. Grubhub has some unique glitches. Yes, it do. Yes, it do. I'm just not gonna say what certain ones are, but yes, they do. And they're gonna have some more jaded driver in the house. You guys stay safe. I have to pick up one. Okay, show more info for sure. Yes, I saw that. Yes, he see it in his market as well. Good offers. Yeah, I think they were. Anytime. I think I'm gonna do another video. I want to do another live and probably show them numbers. Off of the decision I made on a long distance order. I don't want everybody to try to do that. You got to know when to do it and when not to do it. Okay. So I want to be able to show the proof, and then people can, make their decisions from there. You know, it led me to making money on Grubhub. And sometimes you can be on Grubhub and it take you in an area that may lead you to making money on DoorDash, Uber Eats, maybe on some shopping apps or whatever. It depends on your circumstances in your market, your situations, and all that may be different than mine. And your decision making is different from mine. You see, so I also lost money, doing long distance orders. Like I said, trying to build the ratings up so I could get them catering orders later, and stuff like that. It was a sacrifice, still feel like I lost. So we try to, correct the mistakes we made, and we more critical and logical in our thinking, and we see things on that app that the average drivers, I'm not saying OG, the average drivers don't see, but I can see it though. I can see right through it like it's transparency. I thank God for that. I don't take the credit for that. So let me see what else we got in here. I can't pull nobody else up. That's crazy. I think I got everybody. Okay. Yeah, I got everybody right there. All I can say, ladies and gentlemen, you got to make the best decision that work for you. What may work for someone else might not work for you, and what you may hear somebody experience might turn the light bulb on that person didn't even mention because they're not in your market. And that light bulb come on and say, man, that's a great idea I could do in my market. But it ain't the same exact information he gave you, but you learned something that you discovered from what he was saying or didn't say, make you capitalize in your market. So it's a cold world out there. It's a cold world. And you gotta know when to analyze when it's a low supply and demand. I did that in that short there. I didn't need to have a live stream to do it. I didn't need to have a long form video to do it. only needed a minute and less to tell you that information. On Grubhub, and OG drivers will tell you the same thing. Sometimes you got to change your hours during the different times of season so you can make that money. It's a constant shift all the time in the business that we do. I also like the video that Major put out about W-2 mindset in the gig economy. We do not need a W-2 mindset. We don't need a W-2 mindset. We don't need a poverty mindset either. So we are going to have to change our mindset because these apps are changing. So we can make the right decisions so we can get these good orders that's out there. We got to quit guessing at how to do it. We need to know what we are doing. That's a difference. There's drivers just driving out there just guessing. I'm going to go over here because they say it's good. I'm going to go over there and go over here and do this. I'm going to go here and sit and wait. I'm going to switch and bait. Those techniques get ready to play out if they hadn't already played out. This is a no tip, no trip guy back in the day. A lot of people that knew me, when they found out I wasn't on that path anymore, they separated from me. Man, I'm not going to look at your content anymore, man. You was a person we looked up to with this no tip, no trip, this decline, everything stuff. I learned it from what everybody else learned it from, and listening to a lot of information sometimes can influence your decisions, and you start making bad decisions, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So I'm here to admit those things, that's why we do things the way we do it now, and there's a lot more I could talk about, but we getting ready to let it go right now. And I appreciate everyone for coming to this live chat. We got some more stuff we want to do. Got a new comment coming in. Let me see what we got. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are doing that. I should have had some water in here while I be doing live stream too. Because when you're talking, you get that cotton mouth. Now everybody's stuff showing up over here. Heat exhaustion will interfere with how you think. Yes. Yes, and the crazy drivers out there too, cutting in front of you. Be sure to stay focused at all times. But the thing is, being mad, being frustrated, you can't think correctly. Heat exhaustion will help you not to think correctly as well. You'll be confused, so let's protect ourselves while we're out there in the streets. Let's protect ourselves. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I appreciate everyone. I'm just going back over to looking at the live chats, making sure I haven't missed anybody. I hate when I do that. And I know I missed Major and Hook one time before and a few others. And we're going to apologize right here, right now, because you guys was the one that helped create this idea for this video today. Made me dig deep, made me come up with the Grubhub trivia questions. You guys was the ones gave the right feedback. They gave me that idea. What's up, Nate? What's up, Nate? What's up, Nate? Yeah, we gave you a props on that order that you got, brother. He's an OG driver, ladies and gentlemen, on DoorDash as well as Grubhub. Okay, he know what he doing. Just not bragging. He know what he doing. He been doing it for a while. He know what he doing. He know how to analyze. He know how to read the app. He know how to comprehend what's going on. He got his target spots, which we all should have. You know what I'm saying? So he know how to move around. He know how to stack his apps as well. Majority of the people that's in here today, they know how to stack their apps now. I know they know how to stack them. And I just want drivers, since he brought that up, it's going to be extremely hot and everything. I used to make my money, full-time money as a part-time driver. I want to get back to that. I just don't believe in working all the hours. Sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes you got to understand. But how fast you can make $100 going to determine if you make $200 or $300 in a given day. I'm going to say it again. How fast you make $100 going to determine if you make $200 or $300 in a given day. Stacking apps or app stacking is the way to go. Build your business relationships with your merchants. Build a relationship with your clients that are potential repeated clients. Just like in any business, when you're writing contracts, you want to make sure that customer is satisfied so you keep doing business with them. And you will be amazed of the doors of opportunity that will be open for you and just for you, to where, man, I'm making more money over here. I'm going to say something. I've been holding it for a while. I'm going to say this, because drivers, we need to be on this level here. When I was in rideshare, I had private clients. I had a few private clients in food delivery. Yes, you can have private clients doing food delivery. You can have private clients being a medical carrier. Any one of them apps, you build relationships, just like we've been talking about. You can have private clients, and private clients will pay you more. That's all, folks. I got to end it right there. Peace. Take care. I got to read one more comment before I go. I watched that $100 test with my son, and I hope I can see it over here. See, this one's slow. He said, I watched that $100 test with my son. See him hit $200 for the day. See, there it is right there. There it is right there. See, Nate know what I'm talking about. OG drivers know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying nothing new. A lot of us already know this. You can make, the faster you make $100, you can get on another app. I'm gonna tell you why. Because you made that $100 that fast, that don't mean that momentum gonna last throughout the day. You gotta know when to get on the app. You gotta know when to get off of the app. That was my hardest pill to swallow. I didn't know how to get off of them, and I was losing money. So you gotta know when to get on it, when to get off of it, when it's hot, when it's not. You got to know the difference. Don't be trying to bang and bang and bang and bang and bang. See, can you make a comeback? Sometimes you don't make a comeback. That's the God-given truth. All right. Let's see right here. You just got my second Spark delivery ever today. Tip $10 cash on top of a $7.25 Walmart charge. Okay, and the amount only offers $7.25 to drivers. Okay. The reason why I can't see everything is screen small right there, because I got it in the up and down position. This is so slow, it's lagging. Let me see. Now I'm beginning to see some things. I can read it from over here. Thanks for the info. Always on point. Appreciate you. Famous Amos. I want to also apologize to you. I missed you in one of the videos in the comment before too. I waited 30 minutes on behalf of my repeated customer. It's a reason he waited 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, on the behalf of his repeated customer. Okay? It's a reason. All right? I have watched the $100 test with my son and then see him hit $200 for the day. Just got on my second Spark delivery ever today. Tip was $10 cash on top of the $7.25 Walmart charges. Amazing, Walmart only offers $7.25 to a driver to go 22 miles round trip. So true, Rev. Sometimes you have to get in the area that will change apps due to the market area or the marketplace. Yes, in the duration of time. Fish don't bite all day long, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a fisherman type of mentality, you know this here. Fish don't bite all day long. There's a certain time they bite. You want to be right there when they biting in the fishing spot, not digging in your tackle box. But these gig apps, not sitting up here trying to get your tools together. You're supposed to already know what them spots is. You're supposed to already know what a historical pattern is. But if you don't never look at your driving history, it's got 30 days on DoorDash. I think it's 20 days on Grubhub. If you don't never look at that information, it would tell you where you're making mistakes. It would tell you you making the wrong decision. It would tell you you need to change up the game. Change your game up. It tells you all the information. If you look at your historical data dealing with these historical patterns, ladies and gentlemen, that deal with science and math, because that's what this is, science and math. Okay? And you're going to look at things from a different pair of lens. Once you look at things from a different pair of lens, you're going to know how to make your money. I just said it earlier. Why it's very imperative to build relationship with these merchants. You can have private clients, ladies and gentlemen, in food delivery. Just don't do it on their apps. I've had a few short contracts. Talk to your merchants. Build a relationship with them. You'll be amazed at the doors of opportunity that will open for you. All right, let's see. Sometimes you get into an area that will change. Apps due to the market area. Okay. This one a little slow. No, it's on point now. Sometimes you get into an area that you will change apps due to the market area. That is correct. That is correct. Ladies and gentlemen, we talked about some powerful stuff today. I don't know how I'm going to title this yet, but I know it's dealing with the Grubhub driver program levels. Things that I did with DoorDash I could use on other apps and vice versa. The information and knowledge through research and case studies taught me these things, and experience of a lot of hiccups and hang-ups and bad decisions. Just like the situation that I had earlier. Those that missed that, be sure to look at the replay. Now we get ready to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. The clock on the wall says time for me to go. Thank you, thank you, thank you again. Please participate in the Grubhub trivia questions. If you have some trivia questions you want us to put in the community post, we will do that as well. We will come here, we will discuss some things and make it happen. Peace, take care, ladies and gentlemen. Always information, Rev, later people. Yes, later people. And we'll see you in the next one.